when you started, I assume you started with the self-titled album, if the
Yep.
chronology is right.
Mhm.
And what did you do that album before or after Heavy Psych Sounds?
Before Heavy Side Sounds, by 2 years at least. Mostly like a project, like something fun to do with Vimos. We were jamming one day with Vimos. We are jamming like every week or so. So we saw that we had some really nice ideas that could be very well implemented in a doom metal band. And we said, man, let's do this. I mean, that's really cool. So we, from the get-go, we didn't look for a label. We just recorded this album, the self-titled. My dad joined the band then as a guitarist and recorded the guitar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so to tell you the truth, well, we searched for a label for our first one, but no one was interested at that point in time. So we released it exclusively on Bandcamp, exclusively digital, and that's
Okay.
was for 2 years or so, just Bandcamp. But then we recorded our second album under Acid Hoof, and we
Right.
contacted Psych Sounds, and they really loved the album, and we signed pretty much afterwards.
There's like a huge contrast between doing it all yourself and then being actually with a label like Heavy Psych Sounds.
Oh, yeah, exactly. First of all, with Heavy Psych Sounds, we got something physical to hold in our hands, man, and watch it in like a shit ton of colors when it comes to vinyl. As for the first album, it was just on Bandcamp, man. We wanted to release it ourselves with CD and stuff, but we said, why release it on CD? Let's wait for a vinyl release. Stopped buying CDs for quite a while now, and we've been vinyl maniacs, so we wanted the vinyl release from the get-go. But Heavy Psych Sounds released our debut actually this year. uh, they pressed it on vinyl and CD alongside Caravan, our new album. And that was a really awesome thing to see our first ever attempt to record something doomy get released on vinyl.
In releasing Caravan, what were like the differences as far as the songwriting and recording process as opposed to like the self-titled or even under
Well,
Acid Hoof?
it was really different, completely different. The whole production of Caravan has been different from the songwriting process itself to the last touches of mastering. It has been really different because actually the songwriting process of Caravan is closer to how the self-titled was created rather than under Acid Hoof, which is in our houses because Athens was in a state of total lockdown in 2020, right after Under Acid Hoof was released. So we couldn't meet in the studio to rehearse our ideas. So we had to just write songs at home, man, and record them as soon as the lockdown was lifted. And that's what we did. So from the get-go, it was a really different approach to creating an album because it wasn't created from the studio first. It was created at home.
You released the Doom Sessions split with 1782. And yeah, what was it like, doing all that and still being able to put out content during the pandemic?
Sitting at home, man, writing music was the only thing that kept our sanity. So it was a really welcoming process to write lots of stuff for releases. And first, we composed the three songs that are in Doom Sessions Volume 2 with 1782. And then, pretty much afterwards, we composed the Caravan songs. Uh, they pretty much instantly. But that was the thing. Writing music, uh, sorry, just gave us something to do while we were stuck inside our homes, you know.
What kind of gear you mess with, man?
We're using orange, me and my dad. I use an orange Crush, and my dad is using an orange Dark Terror.
Okay.
Most, you know, the biggest amps you can find, but they are our sound, man. I mean, we tried everything. We tried really huge amps. For example, when recording our new album Caravan, we tried the biggest amps you can find, but in the end, we still went back to the Orange Dark Terror, for example, because that's what we wanted the guitars to sound like. I can't imagine the guitar sounding any differently. You know, it's just, I don't know, it makes the riffs sound exactly like we have them in our head when we compose them. And
Huh.
he's got Mark Bass, the Black Line, Mark Bass, Little Mark, 250. Yeah. Uh,
Oh, wow, nice.
and, uh, and he's got like a hell ton of pedals with him. And he's developed his own personal sound to the point where no one has to worry during recordings. Whenever recordings happen, we don't even ask Vimos. So, what are you going to use for the recordings, man? We don't care. We know that whatever he does is going to sound huge. It's going to sound awesome.
Listening to Berserker is just blasts you right in the face. So, and I'm sure that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. This punch in the face. You know, from the start, we wanted, you know, our sound to imply an entire horde of mammoths coming towards you, you know, like threatening, big, heavy. And we've only captured this with our oranges and with the mark base. Any other combination just didn't do the trick for us.
With everything that's been going on like past couple of years and taken step by step, far as being more well known, what's it like being known like this places like on an international level?
It's an honor, mate, really. What can I say? It's an honor. Even even if a single person, one single person likes our tunes, then we are happy. But of course, we are really proud that our music has been so well received by the doom metal scene. It's just, yeah, we are really, really happy. We didn't expect it, really. When Under Acid Hoof was released, we were blown away by the response. We just didn't expect it. And it's awesome, mate, to be able to know that there are people who really enjoy what you're doing because you put your heart and soul into it, and you see that there is a response to that. It doesn't fall on deaf ears. There's people who actually like what you do, and that's something that has made us really, really happy. Even when it's not Greece, when it's not just Greece, and it's people from the US, people from Canada, Central and South America, Europe, even Asia and Africa. Uh, it's been awesome, really.
Well, and speaking of which, you guys have recently done some shows. Has it actually been a better turnout?
Yeah, sure. When we released Under Acid Hoof back in January 2020, our major plan was doing a hell ton of shows, man. But 2 months later, Athens falls into a state of total lockdown. The world gets plagued by COVID, and of course, gigs couldn't happen. It was a really big thorn on our side. So we couldn't do gigs. And this year, we managed to play in a festival in northern Greece. It was Mammoth Fest, pun intended. And it was a really awesome experience, man. First, because we played on stage after what felt like centuries, and also to see
Mm.
so many people there, so hungry to see bands play live because Greece didn't have gigs for like a year and a half. Uh, before that festival, which happened in northern Greece. So everyone was really enthusiastic about it. Everyone was crazy about it, and it was awesome. Really, we loved it. It was a great experience. That's what it was. Because, for example, we last summer, 2020, we did a gig, but it was a live stream. And when you see 200 people in front of you, it's completely different. It's another story altogether.
I was gonna say, it sounds like a freaking great time for sure.
Yeah, yeah, it was a great place as well. It was in Kavala. It's a city in northern Greece, and just everything is beautiful there. Like, of course, it was hot as hell because it was in the middle of the summer, but that didn't let us down. It was awesome, really. I fear for September because it is being said that we may go into lockdown once again. So I really don't know what to say. So we enjoyed it while it lasted before we fall again into the same shit.
Well, let's hope that it doesn't get to that.